There is very little left of the historic Deep Deuce near downtown Oklahoma City. A part of town that was once a thriving business district for African Americans is now home to upscale condos. Just a little remains of the old Deep Deuce, but a distinctive artifact from that bygone era will soon go on display at the Oklahoma History Center.
The only known images of the Deep Deuce in its heyday are grainy black and white photos. Almost all of them include the neon sign that hung outside Walker's hardware store.
It was the Walmart of 2nd Street. It was the business that you could go in and buy almost anything. And any picture you see of 2nd Street from the 40s on, you'll see this brilliant illuminating sign sticking out called Walker's Hardware.
Bruce Fisher is the curator of the African American exhibit at the Oklahoma History Center. For 6 years, he has worked to acquire the only known remaining piece of Deep Deuce history, and this month, the public will have a chance to see it for the first time in many, many years.
We have now what is probably the most significant artifact from the Deep Deuce area that is in the public domain. We're going to have it hanging over the business section so it attracts the attention of everybody walking to the African American exhibit area. That one thing that they would see first when they approach the exhibit would be that sign illuminated.
Chester Walker was already a successful Deep Deuce businessman when he opened Walker's hardware store. The sign that advertised the business was rescued from the elements by one of his daughters and was kept by his granddaughter, Antoinette Roach.
When it was the 2nd Street was deteriorating and the sign was kind of hanging off of and about to fall down, she went down and got it and took it home and had it in the garage, had it in the backyard.
Bruce Fisher says the sign is doubly important because it is all that is known to have survived the wrecking ball that was urban renewal. The iconic sign is a central feature of the History Center's newly renovated African American exhibit.
African Americans were restricted to where they could live, and that restriction only allowed them to live within a certain defined number of blocks within a small part of Oklahoma City. And within that area, they had to be as self-sufficient and self-contained as possible.
Lori Oden is curator of exhibits for the Oklahoma Historical Society. She is overseeing the updating of the African American exhibit. Oden says work began more than 3 years ago.
That entails the architecture drawings, meetings and creative ideas processing, and there were times when we didn't work entirely on this project. It was pushed aside when we have to work on other projects. But over the last 6 months, it's been pretty full force working on this project.
And after acquiring the hardware sign, decisions had to be made on what to do with it. The decision was made to preserve it as much as possible in its current state.
And so what we did was get it back to somewhat of the original look by bending the metal back and putting a little bit of the paint back on there and the neon, of course, but the rest of it was just kind of maintained.
For decades to come, the Walker Hardware Store's neon sign will illuminate part of the African American exhibit at the History Center and also shine light on part of Oklahoma's past that disappeared along with the end of segregation. For Antoinette Roach, seeing the sign now brings back childhood memories of growing up on 2nd Street.
I really just wish my mother was here to see it, because I think she would really be, as proud as I am to see it in existence. It's really kind of a touching thing to know that she's not here, but I really actually went through and got it done.
The new African American exhibit will open to the public December 11th. Its official grand opening is February 1st.